Luxembourg is one of the richest countries on earth, but every morning thousands of people cross its borders just to keep it alive. They arrive by car, train, and bus. They work in its banks, offices, hospitals, restaurants, construction sites, and public services. They help power one of the most impressive economies in Europe. But when the day ends, many of them leave. They go back to France, to Belgium, to Germany, and suddenly Luxembourg becomes more than a beautiful small country. It becomes a mystery. How can a nation this small look so rich? If so many of the people behind its wealth do not even live there? At first glance, Luxembourg does not look like a country built to shock the world. It does not rise from the desert with giant towers. It does not stretch across a continent. It does not try to impress with noise, size, or spectacle. Instead, it appears quietly, a small country in the heart of Europe, surrounded by France, Belgium, and Germany. A place of stone bridges, clean streets, old castles, elegant offices, calm neighborhoods, and hills that seem to hide more than they reveal. A visitor walking through Luxembourg City might see the old walls, the modern glass buildings, the careful streets, and the peaceful cafes, and think one simple thing. This place looks rich, but not in a loud way. It looks rich in the way a well-kept secret looks rich, quiet, controlled, confident, and that is what makes it so fascinating. The first clue about Luxembourg is hidden in the silence. Nothing about the country seems desperate to prove itself. Its wealth does not scream. It does not need to. The streets are organized. The public spaces feel cared for. The city blends old European beauty with modern financial power. A medieval tower can stand near a sleek office building. A quiet square can sit only minutes away from institutions connected to the future of Europe. That contrast is part of the mystery. Luxembourg looks like a peaceful old country, but it behaves like an economic machine. Every day, its small territory handles responsibilities that feel much bigger than its size. International companies operate there. Financial services flow through there. European institutions give it political weight. Professionals arrive from across borders to work in its offices, hospitals, restaurants, construction sites, and service industries. From the outside, it can seem almost impossible. How can such a tiny place carry so much activity? The answer begins with location. Luxembourg sits between powerful neighbors, France on one side, Belgium on another, Germany on another. For many countries, being small between giants could be a weakness, but Luxembourg turned that position into an advantage. It became a connector, a place where languages, markets, workers, businesses, and political systems could meet. It learned how to be useful. It learned how to be stable. It learned how to make other people trust it. And trust in the modern world can become wealth. Still, location alone does not explain everything. Many countries are well placed. Many countries are small. Many countries are peaceful. Luxembourg's real story is deeper than geography, because this country did not simply survive between larger powers. It found a way to make its small size work like a strategy, and that strategy changed everything. Luxembourg's rise did not happen because it had endless land, a huge population, or massive natural resources. It happened because the country understood something important. A small country cannot always win by being big, but it can win by becoming useful. Luxembourg built its modern strength on stability, openness, trust, and connection. It created an environment where businesses could operate with confidence, where international institutions could feel secure, and where workers from different countries could find opportunity. This is one reason the country feels so unusual. It is not just a place where people live. It is a platform for finance, a platform for European politics, a platform for international business, a platform for people who cross borders because the economic center of gravity pulls them in. Over time, Luxembourg became associated with banks, investment funds, insurance, corporate services, and European institutions. These are not always visible to a tourist walking through the old town, but they shape the country's rhythm. Behind the peaceful streets, there are decisions, transactions, and professional networks connecting Luxembourg to the rest of Europe and the world. And the country's small size actually helped. A smaller country can sometimes move faster. It can focus. It can build a reputation. It can shape rules and institutions with more precision. It can present itself as stable, organized, and predictable. For businesses, that matters. For investors, that matters. For professionals, that matters. Luxembourg became a place where confidence itself became part of the economy. But there was a consequence. As the country attracted more capital, more companies, and more jobs, its economy began to grow beyond what its resident population could support alone. The machine needed more people, and soon those people began arriving every morning from outside the country. This is where Luxembourg becomes different from many other wealthy countries. Usually, when people imagine a rich nation, they imagine a large domestic workforce living inside that country. They imagine workers, families, homes, offices, schools, and services all contained inside the same national space. But Luxembourg does not work in such a simple way. Its economy is larger than its small body. The country has jobs, companies, institutions, and salaries that attract people from across the surrounding region. But it does not have unlimited space. It does not have a huge population. It does not have the same physical scale as its larger neighbors. So Luxembourg became something more complex. It became a country whose economic life extends beyond its borders. Every morning, the country receives a wave of workers from nearby nations. They come from France, Belgium, and Germany. Some come by train, some come by car. Some cross the border so often that the journey becomes part of their normal life. To someone watching from above, Luxembourg might look like a heart, small, central, and constantly receiving streams of movement from different directions. By day, the country fills with people who keep offices active, restaurants open, hospitals running, buildings rising, public services moving, and companies operating. By evening, many of those same people leave. They do not disappear from the economy. They simply return to homes that are not inside Luxembourg. This creates a powerful visual contrast. The country looks peaceful and contained, but every day it expands and contracts like a living system. In the morning, it grows. At night, it becomes quieter again. And once this rhythm is understood, Luxembourg's wealth begins to look less like a simple national story and more like a regional engine. A small country powered by a much larger human map. To understand Luxembourg, one must watch the morning. Not just the castles, not just the old streets, not just the clean squares or financial buildings reflecting the sky. The morning tells the truth. Before many tourists begin taking photos, the roads are already busy. Cars move toward the country from neighboring regions. Trains carry workers across borders. Buses bring people into the city and surrounding towns. For many people, Luxembourg is not where the day begins. It is where the working day happens. A person may wake up in France, have coffee at home, enter a car or train, cross a border, and spend the day working in Luxembourg. Another may come from Belgium, another from Germany. Different languages, different towns, different family lives, all moving toward the same small country. This is one of Luxembourg's most important secrets. Its workforce is not only local. A large part of the people who keep the country running live somewhere else. And they are not just working in one type of job. They work in finance and administration. They work in shops and restaurants. They work in healthcare, construction, transport, technology, education, cleaning, security, and public services. They are part of the visible and invisible structure that makes daily life possible. Without them, the image of effortless wealth would not feel so effortless, because every clean street, every open office, every served meal, every busy station, every functioning institution depends on people. The country's wealth may look polished from the outside, but underneath it there is routine, travel, effort, and repetition. That is the part many people never see. Luxembourg may look like a quiet dream, but every morning that dream is rebuilt by thousands of people crossing into it. And that raises a deeper question. If Luxembourg is so wealthy, why do so many of the people who work there live outside it? For many cross-border workers, Luxembourg represents opportunity. Higher salaries, stronger career options, international companies, a stable economy, a chance to work in a country with one of the most impressive income levels in Europe. But opportunity does not always mean simplicity. Many of these workers live with 1 foot inside Luxembourg and 1 foot outside it. Their job may be in Luxembourg. Their home may be in France, Belgium, or Germany. Their children may go to school outside the country. Their groceries, neighbors, routines, and evenings may belong to another place. In the morning, they enter the Luxembourg economy. At night, they return to another national reality. This creates a very unusual emotional picture. Luxembourg gives them access to wealth, but not always to life inside that wealth. It offers salaries, but housing inside the country can be difficult and expensive. It offers opportunity, but the daily commute can take time, energy, and patience. For some, this is a smart choice. They can earn in Luxembourg and live where housing is more affordable. For others, it is a necessity. They may want the job, but living inside the country may be too costly. This is the hidden tension behind the rich image. Luxembourg's economy pulls people in, but its housing market and limited space can push them out. The result is a country that feels larger during the day than it does at night. Its offices are full, its roads are busy, its economy is alive. Then, slowly, the workers leave. The lights remain, the buildings remain, the wealth remains. But the people who helped create that day's activity cross back over the border, and suddenly Luxembourg's secret becomes clearer. The country is not only rich because of what exists inside it. It is rich because of what flows into it. At this point, Luxembourg's story might sound almost perfect. A small country, a strong economy, high salaries, clean streets, international importance, a peaceful image, a central location in Europe. But every successful model creates pressure, and Luxembourg is no exception. The same wealth that makes the country attractive also makes it expensive. The same jobs that pull people in also increase demand. The same small size that gives Luxembourg control also limits space. This is where the dream becomes more complicated. Housing is one of the clearest signs. When a country is small, successful, and full of high-income jobs, homes become extremely valuable. More people want to live near opportunity. More workers need access to the city. More companies attract more professionals. More demand meets limited space. Prices rise. For residents, this can create frustration. For young families, it can make planning difficult. For workers from outside the country, it can make commuting the only realistic option. For the government, it creates a challenge that cannot be solved by wealth alone, because money can build roads, stations, offices, and services. But money cannot easily create unlimited land. This is one of the great lessons of Luxembourg. A rich country does not escape problems. It changes the shape of them. Poor countries may struggle with lack of opportunity. Luxembourg struggles with the pressure created by too much concentrated opportunity in a very small space. That pressure appears in housing. It appears in traffic. It appears in infrastructure. It appears in the daily movement of people who must cross borders to make the system work. From far away, Luxembourg looks smooth. Up close, the machine is more demanding. And the more successful it becomes, the more carefully it must manage the weight of its own success. The contrast is powerful. On the surface, Luxembourg can look calm enough to feel almost untouched. A quiet street in the old town, a bridge above a green valley, a castle standing in the distance, a government building with flags moving gently in the wind, a cafe where people speak several languages in the same hour. It feels orderly, it feels wealthy, it feels easy. But below that surface, the engine is busy. Trains arrive. Cars slow down in traffic. Offices fill. Workers answer calls, process documents, repair systems, cook food, clean buildings, care for patients, drive buses, manage accounts, build homes, support businesses, and keep institutions functioning. This is not a country frozen in beauty. It is a country in motion, and that motion depends on balance. Luxembourg must balance international capital with local life. It must balance high salaries with housing costs. It must balance economic growth with limited land. It must balance the needs of residents with the needs of workers who enter every day. It must balance being a country with being a regional workplace. That is why Luxembourg is so interesting for a documentary. Its wealth is real, but it is not simple. It is not just a postcard of prosperity. It is a system made of banks, laws, borders, trains, offices, families, roads, languages, and daily decisions. A system that works because many different pieces keep moving at the same time. If one only looks at the skyline, Luxembourg appears effortless. But if one watches the morning roads, the evening trains, the housing pressure, and the international offices, the real story appears. Luxembourg is not rich by accident. It is rich because it became a carefully placed, carefully trusted, carefully maintained machine. And now the final question becomes unavoidable. What is the real secret behind Luxembourg's quiet wealth? Luxembourg's secret is not one single thing. It is not only banking. It is not only high salaries. It is not only location. It is not only European institutions. It is not only cross-border workers. The secret is the combination. Luxembourg became powerful because it learned how to connect things that are usually separate. It connected small size with global ambition. It connected local stability with international business. It connected national borders with regional labor. It connected old European identity with modern financial influence. And most importantly, it made the world come to it. Companies came because the country was stable and connected. Workers came because the jobs were attractive. Institutions came because the location made sense. Money came because trust had been built. Neighboring regions became part of its daily economic life because Luxembourg offered opportunities that crossed the map. That is why the country feels larger than it looks. Its territory is small, but its reach is wide. Its population is limited, but its working day includes many people from outside. Its streets are quiet, but its economy speaks many languages. Its borders exist, but every morning they are crossed by thousands of routines. This is what makes Luxembourg different. It does not need to dominate through size. It influences through position. It does not need to be loud. It becomes necessary. For a country, that is a rare kind of power. A visitor may arrive and see a beautiful, wealthy, peaceful place. But the deeper story is more impressive. Luxembourg is a small country that turned itself into a meeting point for capital, labor, institutions, and trust. It is not just a rich place on the map. It is a doorway. And every day, thousands of people walk, drive, and ride through that doorway to keep the system alive. Now the image of Luxembourg changes. At the beginning, it looked like a dream. A tiny country with beautiful streets, strong salaries, modern buildings, old castles, and a level of wealth that seems almost impossible for its size. But after looking closer, the dream becomes something even more fascinating. Luxembourg is not rich because life there is simple. It is rich because the country mastered complexity. It found a way to use its small size instead of being limited by it. It used its location between major European neighbors. It built a reputation for stability and trust. It attracted companies, institutions, money, and workers. It became a place where borders did not stop movement, but helped shape it. And the workers who cross into Luxembourg every day are not a detail. They are part of the answer. They show that Luxembourg's wealth is not locked inside the country. It flows through roads, trains, contracts, offices, homes, and families spread across a wider region. That is the clear resolution of the story. Luxembourg is truly rich, but its wealth depends on a hidden system. Global capital, European connection, political stability, limited space, high demand, and thousands of people who help keep the country running without always living inside it. This does not make Luxembourg less impressive. It makes it more impressive, because the country proves that in the modern world, power does not always come from being large. Sometimes power comes from being trusted, from being connected, from being organized, from being exactly where others need you to be. So the next time someone looks at Luxembourg and sees only a tiny, rich country, there is a deeper truth behind the image. Luxembourg does not look powerful because it is loud. It looks powerful because it learned how to make the world come to it. And that is the quiet genius behind one of Europe's most remarkable countries.